Today we're doing an unboxing and assembly of the LeonX X1 Max Amp dirt bike, and hopefully this video makes your assembly project a little bit easier. Let's get into it. That's a nice meaty tire, and look at the thickness of that brake rotor. That's heavy too. I'm gonna get rid of the box and move the dirt bike. There's a bunch of stuff that's packed down the side here, so make sure you go through that. You don't wanna just start throwing stuff out. We'll organize it all up. That was heavy. Get some help. There's our display, and there's our handlebars. It looks like our front fork is under tension with this zip tie, so we're gonna pop it. Okay, it dropped down. You have a serial number here. It looks like this camo is gonna be a smooth, satiny, flat finish to it. So I like that, it's not really too shiny. Okay, let's get everything laid out so you know what comes in the box. So this is everything that came in the box for the LeonX X1 Max Amp dirt bike. And this is everything that should be in yours as well. So we're gonna start by assembling the handlebars first. So we're gonna wanna pick our handlebars up and make sure that they're nice and straight and that none of these wires are tangled up, and that looks pretty good. They're gonna sit just like this. We're gonna back these two screws out and screw it right into that dual crown fork just like that. So it looks like the 4 screws up here, they screwed in for us, but we'll double check those. We wanna make sure those are tight. But in the meantime, we'll back these screws out and get our handlebars lined up exactly where they're gonna go. And you can back them right out by hand. They're pretty loose. That was pretty long. Okay, now that we know our handlebars line up nice here, we'll take our screws and screw it right up underneath here, and we'll get these started by hand. If you don't make sure it's straight, you won't get it started. There we go. We'll do the same thing for the other one. Line it up and get it started. Once you get them up there and they're kind of snug, and then make them nice and tight, just like that. Perfect. Handlebars assembled. The next thing we're gonna do is assemble our control display. Just make sure all your wires are untangled, and it's gonna go here just like this. But first we're gonna need to back these 2 screws out and then run the screws through here just like that. So let's go ahead and remove these screws. And we're just taking the 2 screws that are existing in the control display and removing them. So you want to bring the control display behind here, and then we're going to stick our screw in right here. This is just plastic, but we got to get them started, and then we'll run them right through here just like that. Once you get it started, you know you're good. I'll show you what that looks like back here. You can see the screw coming up here, and we'll get this one going as well. Once you get them started, you're just going to make them nice and snug. That one's nice and tight. You don't want to over tighten anything. These are plastic parts, so you don't want to snap it, but you want to make sure that it's nice and snug, and that's pretty good. The other thing is we're going to kind of adjust this where we want it and then tighten this down as well. I like to leave this snug just so it's tight enough that I can move it while I'm out riding in case the sun's shining directly on it. I have some flexibility there. That's pretty tight. Control display assembled. The next thing we're going to do is mount our front fender. It's going to come right underneath here and screw right up in just like this, using 3 screws from your bag of parts. Down here at the bottom will be 3 pre-drilled holes, 1, 2, and 3. I don't know if the instructions call for a washer, but we're going to add one anyways. And we're going to put our fender up here and screw it in just like this. So let's go ahead and get the first one started. So I'm going to run this right up here. We'll take our fender, get it started right in that middle hole there first, and see if we can't get it started. I think I got it. Okay, that's actually great. The first screw is always the toughest, and then we can line the rest up. It's a little bit easier to put it right on the Allen wrench. Okay, that's a little easier than I thought it was going to be. And the last one should be super easy now that we got them all lined up. Perfect. Perfect. Front fender assembled. Let's get the front tire on. Installing the front brake caliper. The very first thing we're going to want to do is remove the screws that are currently stored on the caliper. Just going to unscrew them both. So you're going to have 2 screws and 2 washers for each. Then the second thing you're going to want to do is remove the spacer that's between the brake pads. So you'll pull this spacer out just like that. Now make sure now that that's pulled out, you don't press that front brake. If you do, those pistons will come together and then you'll have to take an extra step to separate them. So just be mindful you don't pull down on the front brake leveler until you have the front wheel with rotor installed. The next thing we're going to do is take our screw with 2 washers and our brake caliper, line it up, and insert our first screw. Both washers go to the outside, just as we have them here. So 2 washers, and those will stay to the outside. And we'll go ahead and get that started. Perfect. Let's get that wheel on. The next thing we're going to do is remove the through axle for our front tire. Now keep in mind, this is the through axle that you'll be using. We'll pull it out just like that. I'm going to have to lift this up and remove our stand out of here. So because I'm doing this assembly alone, I lifted the bike up and got the stand in a good position, and I didn't have the camera on, so I just want to show you what that looks like. And this is how I got it, so I can access that front fork to attach the tire. And then the handle's against the wall over there. Probably not the safest, and I probably should have something back there behind the tire, which I'll stick something back there so it doesn't slide back. But here's what we have. Before we install the front wheel, let's take a look at how the spacers line up to the axle. What we want to do is take our through axle and our small spacer and line it up just like that for now. Then we're going to take our tire. We want that rotor to slide right between these brake pads. So when we put the tire up here, we're going to go like this and just like that. And then on this side, we want to get our larger spacer in here. That's how it should line up. Now let's give it a try. I think I'm going to slide a chair up here as well. That might help me balance this tire in the air. Use as much leverage as we can. I'm going to try and get the large spacer on first and get it on our rotor just like that. Our spacer's in there. Now, if I can get the other side, look at my face. And now I need the through axle here. Stay back. Okay, wait. I think I got it. So I think I got it lined up. I got the small spacer here, the large spacer in there. So it's definitely easier to put the large spacer in first. And then we're going to push that right through. Sweet. Wow. Okay. I did use my face, but I got it. Wow. Just like the instructions said. And that's what we did. Let's get that nut on the end. That was tight. So it definitely made sense to get the large spacer on first and then put the small spacer on once it's tucked in there. That's the way we had to do it, and that's the way it worked. Now we'll tighten it down. We'll hold it with one wrench and tighten it with the other. And we'll make it nice and snug We'll definitely double check everything once we put the bike down. Now we're going to install our rear shock. You're going to need your washer, bolt, and nut. And we're going to install it just like this. We're going to start with the top and then do the bottom. On the other side, we're going to put our bolt and our washer. There it is. The bolt and washer are through the one side. Now we're going to take our nut and attach it. You're going to want to screw it on this side first. This is kind of like Loctite. You want this to be on the outside. Just get our hand in there and get it started for now. It's kind of a tight spot, so I'm holding the nut on with my thumb. And on the other side, I'm turning the wrench. I'll show you what that looks like. I have this wrench on the other side and I'm turning it to get that nut started. You'll have these tools you're going to use, one on this side of the nut and one on the other side. And that's what this side looks like. Just like this. Let's get that shock tightened down nice. And we're going to turn them nice and tight. Okay, that's as tight as I can get it. Now we'll get the bottom on. This one, I think we're going to need a wrench to get it off. And take note, this washer is on the inside, and that's where we're going to put it, on the inside. So we're going to go ahead and remove our hardware here and make sure we put it back correctly. So we're going to take that off, and this washer goes right in the middle. Let's lift this flap up so you can see it better. What we want to do is take our washer, put it right here, right there, in position there. Take our bolt, run it through here. Perfect. And then we want the nut to be on the side with the chain right here. Just like that. Awesome. Now we'll hold it with this side and tighten it up here with our wrench. Nice and tight. Perfect. Okay, let's get our kickstand on. Okay, now we're going to attach our kickstand, and the kickstand is going to go down here just like this. There's also a spring down here that'll attach so it pulls it up when we're not using it. Let's get started. First thing we'll do is remove the hardware from the kickstand. This side is threaded, so when we put it through, it'll catch those threads, and that's how we'll tighten it down. So we'll get it lined up. Insert our bolt. Now we'll take our supplied wrench and screw it in. Okay, now that that's on there, it's going to be loose until we get that spring on. And the way we can attach this spring is just by grabbing it, pulling it. If we can get it down here. Pull that out. There it is. Very nice. Sweet. Kickstand attached. Perfect. Now we're going to install our headlight and this plate up to the front, and that's how that's going to look. Let's get started. Back this screw out right here, and we'll back it out right by hand. You need this spacer, so don't lose that. That's going to go inside the plate as well. So what we'll do is we'll pull this wire up just so we can get to it. And we're going to line up this right with that hole and use our spacer and screw. We'll drop our spacer down there, just like that. And then our bolt. Take our Allen wrench. We're going to want to line this up with the bottom, and it's going to slide right in, just like this. Line everything else up, and get our screw started. It's going to be kind of tough to line that up because you really can't see it well. It's kind of tight, so it's probably going to take us a few tries, but we're going to want to line that up just like that and get it screwed in right here. So it looks like I'm hitting it a little high. I'm going to go a little bit lower this time and try to get it screwed in here. Okay, I got it that time. There it is. Okay. Tighten it down nice. Leave it right there. Perfect. And to hook up the front headlight, I probably should have done this before I put the plate on there, but this is the wire for our headlight. And you can see there's a notch on both sides, and then there's also going to be an arrow. We'll go ahead and line those arrows up and plug it in. There's that arrow, and there's this one. And we'll snap them right in, just like that. See if that headlight works. Perfect. Make sure you tighten down both brake levelers because they do come loose. And I think that's just for packing, and that's so if the box gets crushed or dropped, stuff has room to move instead of just break. Let's power it up. Here's where you charge it, and here's where you power it up. And now comes the moment of truth. Wow, that battery's pretty full right out of the gate. That's a pretty cool looking display, I gotta admit. To power up the dirt bike, you're just gonna insert your key, turn it. That's gonna power up the display. Over here on the left side of the handlebars will be your rear brake, a dedicated on-off headlight button. Your turn signals left and right, and a horn. And on the right side of the handlebars will be your front brake, twist throttle. If you press this green button, you'll switch between your 3 different assist levels, 1, 2, and 3. And then just to the left of that is your key slot. Okay, that's gonna wrap this one up for the unboxing and assembly of the LeonX X1 Max Amp dirt bike. And make sure you double check every nut, bolt, and screw. Even if it wasn't part of the assembly today, you want to make sure that you're riding safe. And if you have a friend or family member that's looking to purchase this dirt bike, there'll be links in the description for them to do so as well. So like always, thanks for watching. Ride safe, have fun. See ya.